Hi everybody, it's Shawn Marie. I am working with the April Bargain Bead Box, the Spring Rain Box. I'm going to make a necklace using all these pretty little crystal things here. Some Coriana chain, which I pulled from my own stash. A pinch bail, but I could not find one in silver, so we're going to pretend this is silver. And I just put a pinch bail on one of my crystals. But it's gold. And we're going to pretend it's silver. Okay, so I have, in addition to this big crystal drop that we got in the box, I have some of the smaller ones. I have some 4mm bicone beads that I pulled from my stash that are also a clear AB. And I'm using some of those little not rondelles, I'm sorry, seed beads that we received on our strands in between the beads as a spacer. I'm going to be using some of those. And I think I'm going to be using these little flat rondelle beads that we received. They look like a little tire. They're so pretty. And I think that's about it. We're going to be using some crimp beads. And probably some type of something to this up here, don't pay any attention to right now. That's another necklace that I'm working on, and if I have time we'll go to that one too, but excuse me. So this right here is what we're working on right now. And I'm just going to get a little tiny jump ring for my little dangly here. I know it's going to look ridiculous with it being in gold, and I do apologize, but I cannot find my silver ones. I have both because I got them together as a silver and gold mix, but I don't know what I've done with them. I should have kept them mixed. I don't know where they are, I guess. But I didn't. I separated them, and now I don't know where they are. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to take the end of the Coriana chain, and we are going to put one clamshell on it, and a couple of crimp beads to hold that in place. So 1 and 2. All right. Please ignore the mess of my fingernails. I have returned back to work, and I have been painting office furniture, desks and such. I've been painting gray and white, and my nails are covered in paint. My hands are covered in paint. My nails are covered in paint. Under my nails is covered in paint. Especially the gray, for some reason, seemed to really cling under my nails. So I do apologize. They're not dirty. Although they look it, I know. But honestly, they're not. Alright, so I'm going to open this little jump ring back up again. I should have just waited, I suppose. But regardless, it is going to go on the very end of this clamshell. Make sure it's closed good. And I don't know how long I want it yet, so I'm not going to cut my chain at this moment. I'm just going to work with it like this. I'm going to put on a crimp bead, the opposite end. I'll try to put on a crimp bead. There we go. Got it, I think. Dang it. I'm going to have to cut the end of this chain. It might be a little crimped. Let's try that. Much better. It's geese going over. Can you hear them? I live near a lake and the geese are starting to come in. Alright, so I'm going to move this down to about there, I think. And give it a squish. So it's about a ½ inch, I think, between there. I'm going to feed on one of my smaller teardrop crystals. Let that run down to that point. And I think at this point I want to put on one of the little bicone beads. I'm not sure if these are a bicone or not. They almost look like a little squat star. I'm not really sure what they are. Found them in my stash anyway. And one of the seed beads on top of that. So I'm looking like this so far. And at this point I'm going to put on another crimp bead. And I think I'll repeat that process. So get that down there to the crystal beads there. Don't push too hard on them because you don't want to crack your crystals. Just give your bead a squish. Just hold everything in place. And then pick up another one. Bring that down. And I'm just going to eyeball it, but if you want to measure, please feel free to. And I'm just going to try to get it as close to the other one as possible. That looks pretty good to me right there. And then I'm going to repeat that. Going through the bottom of one of our little teardrops. Picking up one of our little bicones. And one of our seed beads. Then pick up another crimp bead. Bring everything down. And where did my crimp bead go? Did I not grit it? I must not have picked it up. Could have sworn it was on there. Oh well. That's probably exactly how it happened last time. Okay. Bring that one down. Give it a little squish. I want this piece to hang quite long. So I think I will do one more. This will hang long in the front, but the chain around the neck will be a lot shorter than a normal necklace chain, so it would look really good with like a low cut cocktail dress or something like that. It'll be really pretty with it, especially where it sparkles, or it would be if it didn't have gold mixed in with it. But we'll make do. I know mixed metals is quite a thing, but yeah, I'm not real big on mixed metals. Get that one down there. Once again. That looks pretty good. And let's repeat that process a third time. And a crimp bead. Oops. Where that one went. I hope everybody had a really nice Easter. I don't know if I said that already or not, but I am actually doing this for a second time, so I may have already said it, or may have said it in the last one and think I said it. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you all had a nice Easter. I did. I went out to eat with my boyfriend and his sister and her husband. We had a nice time. Okay, now, do I want that to be it? Or do I want to go a little bit longer here? Not quite sure. I think I'm going to do one more and then end it right there. But I think I want to leave it. Do I want to leave it longer? No, I don't think I do want to leave it longer. I think I just want to add one more just like that. Okay. Decision made. All right. I'm not really happy with the way that one there crimped. Let's see how it kind of kinked my wire off to the side. I think I'm going to try to remove that one and put in a different one. Because to me it looks like it's going to crack. It's definitely crimped on there. There we go. All right, let's put on a fresh one. That's much better. Lays much flatter. It's a fine line there between cracking your crystal and getting your crimp bead closed, so makes it a little bit more tricky. Alright, there we go. Well, I know there's a hole in this thing. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to add another clamshell to this. I think I need to get some out though. Put it on my wire here. Just chain. Grab a crimp. And put that on as well. Let it all come down to that last bead. And close that shut. At this point, I'm going to cut my chain. Close up my clamshell. And then I get this really pretty dangle. Okay. And at this point, I'm going to put on a crimp bead. I'm going to be using a lot of crimp beads. And I think I want, one of the little spacer beads, the little, yep. Stick one of these, and one of the bicones, maybe. And then we will do, okay, so my clamshell at the end is hanging so that it hangs like this with my, yeah, with my little dangly at the end. If yours had landed the opposite way, you would need to use a jump ring up in here, but because it didn't, I'm going to just hang it like this. If I put a jump ring in now, my front of my necklace would be this piece, but if I do it this way, then, let's see what I'm trying to say here is that makes this part of my necklace hang straight. So, that is where I'm going to hang it at. I'm going to put on one of these little crystal wheel pieces, pretty little rondelles that we received. I'm going to just slip this on like this, I hope. If not, I might have to add a bead in there for space, but we'll see. I don't know. Let me put the other one on the other side and see first. Okay, so it is not hanging correctly. So I do need to put a jump ring in there. So I'm just going to get another little tiny jump ring. I can find one that's not connected to another one. So you might have to test yours to see which direction it's hanging, to see if it's going to hang straight with a jump ring or without, and then adjust according to that. It's just where it happened to fall when I closed up my clamshell. I'm sorry if I'm on a screen. I'm trying to shut this jump ring and I'm having a little bit of trouble with it. I should have trimmed it. Okay, good enough. Alright, so let's put this back on. And then we'll put the wheel thingy back on here. I don't know why I call them wheels. That's just what they look like to me. And see what would... Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, that's much better. Can't see it right now, but it is hanging much better. Okay, and then I'm going to do this side just like I did that side. So I've got that little rondelle. Now I'm going to put the bicone. I'm going to put one of the little seed beads. And these seed beads that they used are very irregular, so you know, try try to find two that match somewhat. And another crimp bead. And now I'm going to take the two ends of my wire and hold them together, bring everything down to the center. Okay. Get everything down there where it belongs. And crimp these little crimp beads. There. And this is our focal piece of the necklace so far. Okay? Looking very, very pretty. Now, I just want to go up the chain a little bit. So this piece that I did here, this measured out to be, oh, let me see. The chain itself measured out to be about 4 inches. 4 inches of chain. Okay? And we'll go over the chain on this afterwards, because I don't know if I'm going to cut it down yet or not. So I'm going to pick up another crimp bead. I'm going to try to pick up another crimp bead. There we go. And I think I want to start with a seed bead. A bicone. And a drop. A bicone. And a seed bead. I think I might need to get some more of them. To figure out where I put them. There we go. And one of these trays. Oh, there's one right there too. Okay, and then another crimp bead. So at this point, I just need to figure out how far up I want it to set. Kind of like that distance right there. That is about 1.25 inches-ish between the two sets. So I'm just going to get in here with my pliers and crimp that without moving anything, because I don't want it to shift on me. And then I can get in here and do this one. Alright, there is that. I'm going to flip it over and do the opposite side at the same time. Rather than doing up one side and then coming up the other, I'm going to work back and forth. So another crimp bead. Another seed bead. Another rondelle. These have been the worst ones to find the hole on. Not rondelle anyway, bicone, but regardless. Okay, another teardrop, another bicone, and another seed bead. I do want one's fairly thick because the other one is long, I should say. And then another bead. Okay, that is just foolishness. Let's get on there. There we go. Okay. Now you can do it by putting the sides together like this and eyeballing it, which is probably what I will end up doing, but you can also just take your tape measure and measure it back out again. And it looks pretty good right there. And I'm just going to crimp this one. And then move the rest down and crimp that one. Now, alright, that's how we're looking so far. It's getting very pretty. A lot of sparkle to this necklace. Okay, let's do one more series. This time I want to work in the little rondelles here. I think what I will do is two rondelles, two bicones, a rondelle, and then two bicones. So we'll see how that looks. So let's pick up a crimp bead. Put on two bicones. One of those pretty little rondelles. Two more bicones. And another crimp bead. Let's see if I like that or not. Yeah, I do. I like that. I think that's really pretty. All right. Again, you can measure it out again if you want. So again, I'm right at about 1 1/4. Squish that one. Let those ones come down and give those ones a squish as well. And then we'll go back to this side again. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background, but I got my granddaughter a bunny for Easter, a baby bunny. So he's kind of in his little cage right at the moment, gnawing away on something. He's so cute. He's very, very social. I take him out and I set him on my lap and I let him run all around on the couch with me. He's doing really well so far, so fingers crossed he will do well and he'll survive, because I've never raised a rabbit before, so okay, let's get this one down there. All right. Sorry about that. Now I'm thinking that's oh, nope, okay, never mind. What did I do? Oh no. See what I did? Yep, that would be me doing something like that. Alright, let's just take this crimp bead back off. Move those. Put back on the correct piece. Oh, dang. Alright, grab another crimp bead. Tell ya. If all else fails, put a little DNA on it. Yeah. Okay, so that looks a little better. All right, I'm going to pause for just 1 second because I want to see where this is hanging. Okay, so I have decided that I need to cut approximately 2 inches off the chain, which means I got to cut off 1 inch on each side because I've already worked from the middle, which is fine. I'll just use this for earrings or something. And that brings us to, do I want to add another section or not before I'm done? I think I do. I think I do want to add another section there. One more and then we'll end it. So close. Okay. So what did I do last time? With these. And 2 of these. Or was it 1? It was just 1, I guess. And then the drop. And another, whoop, yes. Now I'm second guessing myself. I want to screw it up again. Why some of these don't like to go over the chain. And 1 more of these. Okay. Put that little bead up where it belongs. Get up here. That's just about perfect right there. So I'm going to come in and just give it a squeeze. Bring the rest of the beads down to it and squeeze that one. Okay. 1 more on the other side. Let's get that boat right. Yep, right on. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is put a clamshell on either end and put some hardware on it to close it together. And I think what I want to use, I'm not 100% sure if I want to use a toggle or if I want to use a big jump ring. I mean a big clamshell. Lobster shell. Whatever they're called. That was so close. All right. There's that one. And over here. Guess I should have been picking these up this way in the first place. It's working so much better. Okay. Now what do I want for hardware? Do I want... use a really big lobster clasp or a toggle. I don't think I have any toggles that I really care that much for. I mean, I like them all, just not with this particular. Actually, no. I think I'm just going to go with the jump ring. I mean, nothing I say is coming out correctly. The big lobster clasp with a jump ring. That's what I meant. Okay. Right, and that finishes off the necklace. So you'll have to picture that with, you know, a silver a silver crimp there, but And of course, it wants to lay sideways because it's on this mat, but when it's hanging, it will hang correctly. So there it is. Try backing you up just a little bit, see, so you can see a little more of it. And all my mess. So I hope you like this one. I do think I'll try to make a pair of earrings while we're done with this portion, and we'll save this one for another day. So let me lower your back down. Whoop! That arm is getting really bad. The latch portion of it doesn't hold very well anymore. So, alright, what are we going to do? Do I want to use... Let's see, what can we do with these? Do something like that with... Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Something like this in the middle. With... I think that chain might be a little bit short. I might need to find another piece of chain. Okay, so I was not able to find any more Coriana chain. I was, however, able to find a silver pinch bail, or a few silver pinch bails. So I'm going to add those to the earring crystals. I'm going to replace this one. Those ones are a little larger, nowhere near as pretty, but they are silver, which is a plus. So let's see if we can get a jump ring that's a little bigger, because I need to go through, whereas this one had a loop. These ones do not. So I have to go right through it. But that's okay. That is okay. I think. Say that, but then it may not go together right. There we go. Perfect. Well, if I can get that jump ring to close. There we go. Yeah. So it looks much, much nicer. It's a little too big for it, but it is prettier with the silver than it was with the gold, in my opinion. So I have one put on for an earring, and I will do the other one with you. These ones are a little offset. They don't line right up like the ice pick type does. So I did have to kind of bring them together a little bit, so they would line up in my... I really need to invest in some better ones. Or find the ones that I have, because I have some real pretty ones. They actually have little crystal insets and stuff, but I can't for the life of me figure out what to do with them, which is not uncommon in this house, to not be able to find stuff. Okay, so I do have to finagle it just a little bit to get it in there, because they are a little offset from each other. But I already got two in, so I know it will work. And at the same time, try not to break the top off my crystal. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so there's the two for my earrings. I will need to bring out two more jump rings to go through those. And Let's clamshell and crimp the end of this chain so we have something to work with. So I just put my crimp on there. Now I'm going to dig up my clamshell, drop it down over it. Just like that. Close that piece up. And again, like I said, these little crimp bales are a little too big for it. If I had smaller ones, like more like this one, a little bit daintier, I would use that, but once I find them, I can always change it out. Alright, now, do I even like it? That is the question. Alright, I think I want to drop one of these right down to the clamshell and then crimp that in place. Just like that. Okay, so I have that in place. And now I'm going to pick up another crimp bead. Put that on. I think I'm just going to go with the rondelle. Because other than that, I don't think there's going to be enough. Whoop, that crimp bead did not crimp very well, did it? This is what I was afraid was going to happen. These pieces of chain are just not long enough. And that crimp bead is still not crimping. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to go down here about 1/4 of an inch. Drop on my little crystal-y thing. And quite honestly, I do not love these earrings at all. I think that is just way too big right there, and the chain is just too short. So, alright, let's try something different. Try to take this apart without cracking my top. And let's get out a little bit of wire. Cut that in half so I have about 4.5 to 5 inches of wire on it. Bring that right up to the top, just like that. Take this short piece and bring it over the top like this. I'm going to have to turn it now because I hold everything the opposite way. And just wrap it. Yep, so much for that. Hold it in my hands. It would probably work better. And just give it a few little wraps like that. Trim it off and get my round nose out. Okay. Hold on to this one. Hopefully this time it will stay in place. And I just give it a bunch of wraps. And if I wanted to, I would continue down over it to hold my crystal in place, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let it be just held by the wires here. Trim that one off. And give it a little squeeze. Straighten everything up. And there is my wire wrapped bralette. Okay. So here's one. Now we're getting real close on time, so I'm probably only going to do one earring at this point. And what did I do with that other piece of chain? Let's take this one off. And swap that out for a small one. Okay. I'll take that one off. And take that one off. If it would hold still long enough for me to get it. There we go. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. And I'm going to leave that crystal on. I'm going to put on one of these ones. And I'm going to add another one of the rondelles, bicones things here. And then add my other grip bead. Just like that. I do want to hold this with a pair of pliers because it's very short. And I dropped it anyway. Dang, I cannot hold on to it. The end of my crayon chain is a little split, so it's not wanting to hold that crimp bead very well, but I don't want to trim it anymore because it's already so short. Come on. Just need to find one with a bigger hole, I think. There, I think I might have got it. Come on, go on there. Yay. Okay. There. That looks much better. Okay, so now I just need to put on another clamshell and another crimp bead. I say that like it's going to be super easy, but I know it's not. Alright, I'm going to hold this with my pliers while I try to get on a crimp bead. I want it right on the end. Maybe a little further in than that, but give it a good squeeze, bring my clamshell up over it, and close it. Alright, and here is what I created, and I think it's really pretty. Prettier than the first attempt anyway. So now all I need is a jump ring and a stud. Oh my word. I cannot hold on to a thing today. I know it's from holding the paintbrush all day yesterday. It really did a number on my hands, but... and my back. There. So that is finished. What do you think? I think it came out really pretty. It's not quite what I was looking for, but I do like it. So I'm going to pause, put these on a form, and I will be right back. And here it is all finished. I may go back and take that pinch bail off and just wire wrap it like I did for the earring. And in order to get this to hang long enough for you to see it, I did have to shorten it up here a lot, so a lot of it's in the back, but so it would actually hang more like this. I don't know why it's blurring so badly. It does not want to focus. And there's our earring. And once again, like I said, it does not want to focus. I don't know what's going on with that. But try to step in the back a bit. See if that helps any. Not really. But there it is, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you liked this one. Until next time, guys. Bye.